Two. Whoa.
Yeah, that's 2 weeks in a row, guys, that Stewart has
No, the last time I was late on it, and this time it was like a hair trigger, and all of a sudden I was getting ready to start, and boom, we were there. But
yeah.
we're here. Gonna start up. There's a reason for my madness here and the tires. A shout out to one of our very avid fans who lives in the Indianapolis, Indiana area. My sister.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
worked the Indy 500 this weekend as she does every week, and she said it was a
Really?
great time, and also got the hat and got the old tires on the screen. So, Kath,
That,
hey, good to see you.
that's
Uh,
super cool.
uh, I know I probably follow some aspects of politics more than you do.
I
I
would, you know what, I would wager to say you do.
yeah, and I probably shouldn't. It's
You
just
shouldn't.
no, but I kind of lean toward the mundane stuff, the stuff that really does make no sense whatsoever. And
So everything
well,
in the last 10 years.
yeah, or maybe push it to 20 years or so. But you know, lately we've had there's so many issues going on now, with the tariffs and all that kind of stuff. But the immigration thing I kind of followed because, I still say that we are a country of immigrants, and there has to be a better policy for allowing us to give that sanctuary to people who want it and deserve it and have earned that right to do it.
Well,
Yes,
yeah, I mean,
I know you got to vet people before they come in and all, but
yeah, didn't we do that in the beginning?
yeah, I mean, look, if you
So,
trace back America, we're all immigrants.
so like, why is it so difficult to say, hey, I'm going to stop the bleed of just everybody coming over whenever they feel like it. And we're going to go back to just going, hey, man, y'all got to like come on in here and let's check you out real quick and go through this process. And anyway, whatever. I don't
Yeah.
know.
No, I mean, there has to be a process, but now the current thing is looking at people who have been here that have been productive in our country for decades. Sometimes they have been pouring their income back into our country. They're not just hoarding the money and they're just not sitting in their apartments collecting handouts. And all they have productive people, and all of a sudden the government comes in and says, we suspect that you were in the past or something, were involved in this and this. Goodbye, you're out of here. And they ship them off someplace. And what that also has done for a lot of people who may be here just temporarily, they get scared. They say, hey, I'm going to get deported, so I'm just going to leave, or I'm going to relocate.
Sure.
And there are certain industries, and let's face it, a lot of our landscaping industries, our roofing industries, our hospitality industries, and a lot of those are there and are functioning because of immigrants that have come here to take those jobs and to be productive and make a living here in America. So one of those states is Florida.
Well, that's
Florida,
our favorite one. That's
you
our
know,
favorite train wreck.
yeah, not only because of the huge hospitality industry and all the people that are needed to run all the bars and restaurants and hotels and resorts that are in Florida, but also if you go into the interior of Florida, that's Citrus Company, and they have a huge migrant population that comes in every year to pick the fruit that you and I consume. Well, that population has been reduced for a number of reasons. And one of them is that they think that these people are here for no good reason. And so they're shipping them out, and others are just leaving. So who's going to do those jobs? Oh, okay. Well, the bright governor of Florida decides that he'll go to his Congress and they will come up with a bill to erode the child labor uh, restrictions in Florida. You know, So listen, if we don't have these immigrants doing these critical jobs in our state, let's just get the kids to do it. Oh, the kids are overage. Well, we'll just reduce the age limit. So they introduced House Bill 1225 to lower the age for child labor. I mean, isn't this what they do overseas?
Well, they
In
did.
Indonesia and in China and everything, they got 6 year olds that are manufacturing goods that we utilize. They want to lower
Well,
the age for children to work in sometimes dangerous jobs. Am I the
so
only
what
one
what
that's
is the bill saying though? Like what are they saying as far as the age goes? By the way, too, I think a lot of the China sweatshops is I'm going to say it right now. I don't think it's nearly as bad as it's being portrayed anymore.
well? I mean, some of
And
the good
don't, yeah,
quality,
other parts, sure, sure.
yeah, there is some of that, but a lot of it is just greedy American companies that said instead of
Of course.
paying our own union workers and giving our people the opportunity to produce, we'll just buy or lease a factory in one of those
Oh,
third world countries and
100%.
let them produce the goods for us. And then now
So
we'll increase our bottom line instead of maintain it.
So what is the bill stating as far as this child labor? Because I don't pay attention, and it's not that I don't want to pay attention to what's going on in the world around me. I'm not going to sit here though and just follow all this all the time because I can't do it and I'm not going to do it and I don't want to do it.
Yeah, but it's just stating that now companies can hire down to
What?
14 and 15-year olds uh, now it says to schedule 14 and 15-year-old Floridians who have graduated high school. How many 14 and 15-year-olds do you know
No,
that's graduated high school?
no,
And
that
you know
doesn't even
what?
make sense.
If a kid's 14 or 15 years old and they're bright enough to graduate high school
They
at
ain't
that
gonna be doing
age,
these jobs, bro.
they're going to go on to college and all and get a white collar job, not working out in the fields. But not only that, but to schedule those 14 or 15-year olds, and they will be allowed to work unlimited hours and unlimited days without breaks.
What? That's in the bill
That's what they propose is to
without
change.
breaks.
Yeah. I mean, I do know that there are some people that do work an 8 hour shift without a lunch break or without a midday breaks. Even though
Yeah, you're looking
most
at
state
one.
laws provide for that, that you have to allow for at least a 10-minute rest period or something a couple of times
Well,
a
so
day.
the real thing is this, like, so on paper, and I'm 46, and granted, I come from the service industry where we don't take breaks.
Right.
We kind of take a break when it's slow, you know.
Yep.
Um, my company is, yes, we are supposed to have a lunch and 2:15s if we're on an 8 hour. If we go over that, we got to have an hour lunch. Now, I'll be real with you. I don't take my 15s to leave because I have time in my job where maybe I'm just chilling. Maybe I'm walking to grab a cup of coffee and then I'm going to go chill and talk to my vendors. Yes, it's work, but I'm chilling. You know what I mean? There are some, and I'll be honest with you, I often don't like to take a lunch either because lunch is like my least favorite meal. But there are times I'm like, man, I'm gonna go get a snacky snack, and I'll go grab a snacky snack and walk outside that's my break. I get away with that because of who I am and because I'm a manager and because I'm 46, But they are very strict on making sure that people because because you can get burned out. Trust me.
Right. Right.
It's important to rest. Um, I think that is the biggest load because you have people that are over the age of 18 at jobs taking breaks. what are we doing here? Like, how is this even a law? Like, Governor DeSantis, if he cannot pass this law.
Yeah, but I mean, and I don't understand or about executive orders and things like that that they can say, well, we have a crisis, and so we have to do this
There is no
temporarily,
crisis.
and then they want to make it permanent.
No,
Uh, but it's just wrong. You can't treat people that way.
no. Look,
However,
that's not going to
having
work.
said that, there are probably some people that would say, hey, if I can get my 14 or 15-year-old out of the house and into a factory to do a job and bring more money back into the house and everything, I'll go for it.
Yeah, it's Jebediah. It's Jebediah who lives in the swamp and doesn't want to do any work his fat self.
Yeah.
This is one step away. That this is one step away from lowering the legal age to marry a child. This is what these creeps are doing, man. This is our government is, and I don't think this bill is going to pass, mind you that. But the fact that somebody thought about it to introduce it, dude, our government is not here to protect our children. They never have been. Look at the school shootings. They don't give a crap. Look at Governor Hot Wheels, Greg Abbott. He doesn't give a crap. Look at, they don't care. They want to sit there and abuse our children. They don't care about education. They care about conformity. The reason that the school system is built the way it is and the teachers are stuck doing, I have to do this, is so that our kids cannot show their creative side, cannot show their free thinking, and we can send drones into the universe. They don't care. And this is another example of our government not giving a crap about our children.
Right. Just creating robots.
We need a revolution. A good one, guys. I'm not saying storm the Capitol like a bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
But we need a change, man. We need a change. We need to sit there. People should be marching in the streets for the right reasons. They should be marching in the streets to get these jackasses out of office, these antiquated, overpaid, bloated, white old men out of office. Man, I'm mad. You got me mad, Stuart.
And that wasn't my intent, but I know that that's how you feel, and I feel the same way. It is the people at the top only care about the people at the top. They don't care
Absolutely.
about the people on the bottom, because it's those people on the top that are going to say, yeah, you go, Governor DeSantis, lower that so that I can get people to change the beds in my hotel.
Yes, so I can,
Get the people to do
yes.
the food prep and all that kind of stuff. And if they're 14 or 15 years old, I don't care. I just need the bodies, and that's what they're thought of as, bodies, not people, just to
I know.
get the job done, no matter who they are, where they came from, or what age they are.
Well, that's why Florida has one of the highest, PDF registries ever. That's why Florida has one of the highest SA registries ever. That's why Florida has one of the largest human trafficking states ever, because they don't care.
Yeah, because they just turn
Yeah.
their head the other way.
And as long as Governor can't win an election down there, says, hey man, just please make sure my shoes are polished and my shirt is pressed. I don't care if this 13, 14-year-old girl is doing it. And you know what? I guess if my colleagues want to date her, that's okay too. I'm just saying, guys, we live in a sick, twisted society, and we are sitting here looking at, having other countries look at us. We're slinging mud all over. We're trashing China, and I'm not saying that they don't have their thing, okay? Trust me. We're
Right.
trashing China. We're trashing all these other countries. Meanwhile, we're over here, can't even buy eggs.
Yeah. Yeah. Or what we're doing is we are looking at how the third world countries are operating and using their youth to do their jobs. And we criticize them, and then we turn around and say, well, we may have to try that ourselves.
Yeah, but then I'm going to throw $150,000 tariff on this crap. Like, look, the
Well,
reality is,
I'm sure glad I brought it up, because but it's just those are the kind of things that and I read this probably 5 times. I kept saying, what? They want to do what?
Look,
And can they do it? Well, if they want to do it, they're going to find a way and all. And it's going to be detrimental to the local communities. It's going to be detrimental to the state. And then the nation is going to see, hey, look, they got all
yep.
these kids working all these jobs in Florida. Let's start doing it elsewhere in the country.
You're gonna have parents pimp their kids out because they're lazy. Because God knows there's a lot of scumbag parents in the world, and they're gonna pimp their kids out. It's
Sure.
ridiculous. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere down the line we found out that there's something in the water in Florida that are making these people crazy. Because I gotta be honest with you, there's some wild stuff happens in Florida, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we
And
joke about it, and I know I'm going there in a couple weeks, but like you stay there long enough, like you come up with some outlandish ideas. Like, I mean, with it, I mean, that's where the whole Florida man came from. Like I don't know, guys.
yeah.
We got to do something though.
Yeah. Well, be careful when you get down to Disney. Make sure that that person that's in that costume, going around in Adventureland or whatever, isn't the age of your son.
I'm gonna be looking at Darth Vader and be like, "Why is Darth Vader 4'5"? What
Right, right.
am I?
Because this Darth Vader is 5 foot.
is this the Vader from Spaceballs? Like, what are we doing here? Why is Chewbacca? Why is Chewbacca a woman dressed a little girl like with pink in her hair? I'm
Yeah.
confused. This is not the Star Wars I know.
And how come R2D2 can't talk?
I know. Oh my God! You know it's gonna be like Pinocchio. They're gonna start kidnapping kids and to get them.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, I gotta stop. But yeah, wow, crazy stuff, guys. Crazy stuff.
All right. Well, anyhow, we've vented, we've ranted, and also now we'll go on and come back and join you again next week. All right.
See you guys.
Take it easy.